Since 2004, Fiat has seen something of a turnaround globally. It all started when Sergio Marchionne took over the reins, and suddenly the Fiat brand seemed to offer a whole lot more than it used to, certainly in the aesthetic department. The Panda was one of the front runners in this departure from the Fiat norm, but it was really the Bravo that got people to sit up and take notice. The new man at Fiat has made a number of changes that lie at the very heart of the company, and that's evident in their new models. Look at the Fiat 500, overpriced, maybe, in South Africa, but Italian style for sure. It's the Grande Punto, however, that Fiat has hailed as leading the charge in its change of fortune. And while it rained cats and dogs on our shoot, this 1.4 T-Jet showed its bark is as good as its bite.
I really hate admitting this, but I am confused yet again.
Confused about what, Maurice?
He said to me, I'm getting to test drive the Fiat 1.4 T-Jet Grande Punto. Get outside, there's the car, beautiful color, looks okay, and it says Punto on the back, so you've obviously brought me the wrong one.
Grande Punto equals Punto, same thing.
No, same thing, different. One, they put Grand on the back.
I can't explain Fiat's reasons, but perhaps the reason they're calling it Grand is because it's been such a grand thing for the Fiat brand. Because apparently, I mean, they claim it's the turnaround car for the brand. They've sold like 6 million units globally since it launched in 1993.
So it's a popular car. It looks exactly the same as the one that's been running around in SA for a while. So what's different with the new one?
Yeah, sure, cosmetic differences, not much. What the real big difference is under the hood. The engine is 1.4 T-Jet. It's the engine they've taken from the Bravo.
And everybody loved.
Yes, absolutely.
Loved it in the Bravo.
Absolutely, and now they've put that into the Grande Punto, which
Lighter.
means it's lighter and it's tuned differently, and the performance is phenomenal.
Well, I must admit, I found it, I mean, for 1.4 to be pushing out 88 kilowatts is super impressive, but I think what I enjoyed the most, I mean, we're living in Gauteng, Highveld, a little 1400.
Yeah.
February, March, and you're still going. This thing delivers power right from the very beginning, like 700, 1700 RPM, and it goes.
This is why they were clever and had the launch of this car in Gauteng, because they wanted to illustrate the fact that it's not affected by altitude.
You almost become like a little boy racer because it gets going.
Well, I know that it's great at robots, pulling off before everybody else, because you've really got that low-down torque, turbo engine's fab.
But then it becomes the run-of-the-mill sedate family sedan when it comes to handling.
Yeah.
I just find it a little bit soft and wallowy and doesn't really react as well as I thought. What do you think of the looks though? Because I think that's an interesting debate.
The looks don't do it for me. They say it's based on Maserati styling, that front, the nose. Doesn't
The long snout.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. Works on the Maserati, it doesn't work on the Grande Punto. For me,
Hell of a lot cheaper.
That's for sure. but that's subjective.
Yeah, it is.
Interior styling's fantastic.
Well, that is one thing they have changed. I mean, that looks super cool. Yeah.
Absolutely, that cabin is stunning.
Yeah,
Absolutely
they
stunning.
brought a lot of chrome.
The seats,
very good.
Very sporty.
I think the sporty model is going to look cool because obviously it's a 3-door, a little bit more expensive, but then it comes with that sport kit, bigger wheels, 17-inch. That'll be very impressive. But for me, if I look at the styling, it's not a car that's going to offend or irritate anybody. It's not going to wow you and blow your socks off, but it's not like, oh, that car's really ugly. So it's pretty safe.
Yeah, but if you're paying 180,000, do you want safe?
Well, clearly 400 odd people last year decided to go for this, and that was without the T-Jet engine. But it did have a couple of super cool features as well. I mean, when you look at the city button they've got that you push, I mean, that works. I've never seen that on a car before.
No,
So
and it makes your power steering easier, right? When you're
Super
parking,
light, yeah.
very light parking.
So your overall opinion?
Overall, I think it's a good car, good engine, good performance. Pity about the handling. Styling's not my bag, baby, but that's just subjective. And pricing, I think, is good. I think it'll do okay. I'd be interested to find out what the studio guests have to say about how it stacks up against the competition in this price range, 180,000.
Well, I think the biggest thing that might put people off is Fiat's bad name in terms of service, but we've seen how they've turned that around. This car needs to be serviced every 30,000 k, so maybe you're taking that problem out of the equation as well. But yeah, let's find out what the studio guests think.